And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for our football segment of episode 206 of the Splash Cast. I just had to sing because it's a victory Monday for me. We're here with our NCAA football update where we talk about SEC football, ACC football, Big 10, and Big 12 accordingly. We're going to start right off. We're going to jump right in because I've been depressed about everything else. The Georgia Bulldogs squeak out a fifth straight victory over the Florida Gators, 24-20 behind Chauncey Bowens' game-winning 30-yard touchdown run against Florida, the team that he was previously committed to, and then flipped to Georgia 2 weeks before National Signing Day and is now in the running for Freshman of the Year. How you feel about this game, man? Did you watch it?
I did. Wire to wire. It was a lot. Number one, Billy's gone. And I'm just thankful for that. Now that Billy is gone, we've moved into a new place. We're trying to figure out exactly what we have as a team. Billy Gonzalez, little-known coach. He's been there through 3 different regimes. This was his first time as a head coach. I think we played okay. I appreciate us going to ball early, staying with him consistently. I would have liked to see a little bit more vertically from the offense. But I think we looked about as good as we could. Minus losing to the refs.
Well, I don't want to lose to the refs. I would say this is the best I've seen DJ Lagway look in a while. I didn't even know he was that athletic. I thought he was like big and like
he's
like a lumberjack. I can't think of the word to describe how you like not an oaf, but like
he's got
like lumbering, I guess.
Yeah, he's he's athletic.
He put that. I said, "Oh my God!"
He loves that move too. That's his, or he likes to stiff arm you. I still want to see less of that though. I just want you to stay in the pocket and throw the ball, brother. But in certain cases, he could. But I think it looks better than like the execution because you're like, oh well, he's athletic, but did he get the first down? No.
He did that against us twice. He ran for 30 yards and like 15.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like
again, and then y'all got stopped on 4th down.
Right. But then the play at the end, you're like, I would just rather him linger in the pocket, throw the ball deep. But I'm happy mostly.
I'll say that y'all's offense, Florida's offense, looked much better throwing the ball down the field. I was surprised that y'all offensive line couldn't run the ball. Like I thought Ball was gonna have a big day. Marvin Harrison Jr. is going crazy. I thought Ball was gonna have a big day, and he had a decent day. But after like the first half, I think y'all scored 10 points in the first half, 10 points in the second half. But I think they all came in the first 3 quarters or something like that.
I wasn't super surprised by that. I know, at least we had like the extra week because of the bye to kind of implement an offense, but it's not a ton you can do from where we were to kind of where we got. I appreciated the way that we play. I appreciated him going for it on 4th down. I've tried to second guess myself a couple times on that, whether or not they should have kicked that field goal, but either way, I'm okay with what we did on Saturday.
Yeah. Now, Georgia. This is
y'all could have got beat. Y'all could have got beat.
Well, we did. This is week 3. I gotta say, Mike Bobo called a hell of a game. Again, outside of maybe like the second quarter, until the last drive. But that first part of the second quarter, we bubble screened the hell out of the game. But outside of that, I mean, you getting Zachariah Branch involved. Shout out to Noah Thomas, another 6'5" receiver that I didn't know we had. Well, I knew we had.
Branch is solid. Branch is very solid.
Branch is good. They got Bell involved. Nate Frazier toted the rock for basically the whole game until Bowens came in as the finisher, as the closer. The way that they use Bowens is the way that the damn Falcons should have used Algier. Bring him in the third quarter when everybody tired and just run over everybody. That's what we need to do. On 3rd and 7, we hadn't called this play the whole game, and it is the Georgia signature. It was 3rd and 7 to end the game. Well, to basically make y'all use y'all timeouts. And we ran that toss sweep, the Georgia toss sweep. And Bowens went right. I was like, oh, well, this game over with. And Bobo called that. Bobo called. I got to give it to him. I got to have integrity. He's been calling a great 3 or 4 games.
It was a very good game by both teams. The referees are the only thing. So many questionable calls left on the board.
Well, the biggest call, of course, was
end.
the whether it was a catch or not. And unfortunately, I think they're going to have to do something about the rule of proving the original call on the field.
Because it was like, oh, it just had to have hit the ground because of what?
The trajectory of the ball. And what I'm saying is if they had called that a catch, they would have left it as a catch. But because they called it an incompletion, they left it as an incompletion.
They had inconclusive. They did not have conclusive evidence. Yeah.
That to me is the flaw. Like if you just, hey, we're gonna review it. We ain't making. I've seen them do this. I've seen NFL and NCAA football. When something happens, they just don't make a call. They just go straight to the previous play is under review, and then they go make the call. They should have done that. What's more alarming is that he was wide open. That was the second. Now that's the part that DJ looked bad. Y'all had 3 plays where there was somebody.
The one at the very end.
Yes, where he missed the seam route. I was like, "Ooh, that's touchdown."
The kid. That very last play was just. But I don't know if it was the smartest play in the world or you a lucky mofo. But whatever it is, it worked out. He jumped that route. And
DeMello? Oh, you talking about for Georgia? No, no. I mean, that was situational awareness. We blitzed. Like you got to get rid of the ball. And if he threw it to the corner instead of the out route, it was
he was supposed to have deep thirds. He jumped that route.
Yes, he jumped it because we blitzed. That situation, you're supposed to have deep third, but you jumped that because you know that they need a first down, and you know that we blitzing from the other side. So you got to get rid of the ball.
So open, you just threw to the wrong guy. That hurt.
The catch, but I mean, also y'all defense was supposed to be those guys, and in the first quarter they were, and then after that, Georgia is some road graders. They just run the ball, and hey man, your man's your Ford truck gunner. He played a good game too. He really didn't make any mistakes.
He did.
His interception wasn't his fault.
He's a little bit more athletic than I thought originally.
He is Stetson Bennett. He is Stetson Aaron Murray. Stetson Aaron Murray Bennett.
Yes.
Stockton.
Yes.
Gunner Stetson Aaron Murray Bennett Stockton. That's exactly who he is.
That could really be one person too.
Yeah.
He's definitely that. But I can't. He did enough. I gotta give credit where credit is.
I wanted him. Listen, Vegas. I know that y'all paid for the under on the spread. But him kneeling at the 1 was so disrespectful.
Why?
That was so disrespectful.
Nobody over there. I'm talking about that's when you really be ready to throw the remote. You're like, not a soul was over there. He gonna walk, he got fell in.
Well, I mean, we literally ran the ball up the middle of the field.
And that's the reason I couldn't even be mad, because I was like, this is perfect. This works 1,000% of the time. The last person you're gonna look for is him.
And then Georgia just ran Cormani McClain, although he is small. He is a 6'2", 185 DB, but he got ran off the field.
Erected.
Florida, for the first time, just looked smaller than Georgia. Like they looked like even Grums the defensive end that was a wide receiver, then switched to tight end and switched. He looked good rushing the passer.
Yeah.
And then Bobo said, all right, this is enough of that. Run the ball. 3-33. 3-33. Pass to the tight end.
I think that overall, looking at it, the roster is solid. I think that if you can keep the guys, the majority of these guys, but we have to identify who the coach is. If we don't know who the coach is going to be, putting ourselves in a very, very precarious situation. Speaking of non-precarious situations here.
Yeah. So Ole Miss, they played South Carolina. This
boy
whole
continues to win, man.
College football thing, especially in the SEC, is interesting because Florida doesn't have a coach. Ole Miss is probably going to lose their coach. They beat South Carolina, who is now apparently he's on the hot seat. It's going to be,
if y'all put him on the hot seat, you can send him to Florida. I will more than happily take him.
A lot of your Florida fans disagree with you from what I posted on from the reels.
CD Lamb.
But
right. Correct. And do you think that Austin Simmons would go with him if he transferred?
Austin Simmons. Oh, from Ole Miss, from Lane?
Yeah.
Depends on where Lane goes. I guess this will take us to the other game. Vandy just barely lost to Texas, right? And Texas almost choked this game away. Texas dominated this game for 3 quarters.
Vandy is a good football team, and I don't think I've ever felt confident about that.
And what happens when Vandy's a good football team? They lose their coach. So I think he's going to be the one that's.
Give me that.
He's also probably going to be a name that's somewhere brought up. So you got Florida, Ole Miss, Vandy, LSU didn't even play this week. LSU, somebody else just fired their coach.
And is it Kentucky? Auburn.
Auburn lost to Kentucky 10-3. 10-3. And spent all that money on, I told y'all, spent all that money on Jackson Dart, and they lost. And I'm telling y'all, that pressure from the NIL, because they paying all that money, you thought the turnover from coaches was going to be swift before. Bro, we're not paying you $70 million and then paying a $30 million roster to be 6-6. When Texas Tech is paying $40 million and they now going whatever. It don't matter.
That's
about the
cool
until
you start backing up them buyouts and you have you paying multiple bills at one time, and people say, you paying how many coaches at one time? Then it becomes a you problem.
I mean, even Oklahoma and Tennessee. Y'all say y'all like Heupel, and I do agree that he just got re-upped and everything like that, but he lost to Brent Venables, who
but the thing about both of these losses are, well, I guess Vanderbilt, them being good, period, is just a success. So that's the reason. I don't think that the OU Tennessee loss is a bad loss. This is a hell of a game. They just scored 6 more points than you.
Yeah, Tennessee had like 3 turnovers, which is a testament really to Oklahoma.
That's going to happen though. Like, it's a part of football. Some days that shit's gonna happen. And if you're firing coaches because they have a game where they have big turnovers, then you'll be firing somebody every other year.
I told you that was gonna happen. The NIL is gonna make you fire somebody. They're not gonna pay all that money.
Well, then you're gonna start looking crazy when you have all these multiple buyouts where you're paying these people $30 and $40 million at the same time. You're gonna start looking crazy.
Yeah, Heupel has been the hot name on everybody's list. One of the everybody. He's on LSU's list. He's on Florida's list. He's on
Sure.
Auburn's list, even though I don't see him ever going to Auburn because that's either a lateral or a step down, depending on how you look at it. But you have all of these coaches that are firing people, and what I don't understand is why y'all decide to fire people all at the same time, like y'all are on equal footing. That doesn't make sense to me. There's no way if I'm Auburn, I would have fired Hugh Freeze now. You don't have a say against LSU. Ain't nobody who's gonna go to you over LSU.
You are
or
100%. You're just getting the
Texas.
leftovers. Yeah.
Who is going?
Unless you got your guy. Unless you like Virginia Tech, they got their guy.
Virginia Tech was in a unique position to present a reprieve or relief. You ain't gonna get that from all these coaches in the SEC.
No.
Not with 5 of them. James Franklin needed a change. And even though he hasn't been officially hired yet, I mean, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I can almost see the flames. But these coaches, I don't know what's going to happen. This is the first time in the SEC I've seen this many coaches fired before the season is over. We have 4?
And with this many, everybody's not making the right decision. Let me tell you that.
No, that's why they're all firing people, because they made the wrong decision.
No. I'm saying that everybody firing their coach, that isn't the right decision for their team.
I agree. I agree that the right decision, they made the wrong decision to hire some of these people. And I agree that they're making the wrong decision to fire some of these people. And now you got people talking about Ed Ogeron coming back. And he's talking about going to Oregon or LSU. And I'm telling y'all, LSU, I mean, they ain't circling the block.
And now my only thing with Coach O is I put him in a different category. I think that he'll always, as long as somebody want him to come coach on a college campus, he'll probably find a way to go by there and do that. I think that's what that guy enjoyed. That's his life in a nutshell. I can get paid, and at the same time, I can be on this college campus. And I think that's
my life. Yeah. So, really not a lot of upsets though. Is Texas back? I guess is the question that I really wanted to ask about. I'm trying to keep it so we don't go like game by game and get lost in the weeds of the games. But Arch had a really good game.
Yeah, as soon as they took him off YouTube TV. I don't know. I don't think I trust him anymore now. I'm not suddenly a buyer in the Arch Manning QB I guess lottery. I'm not suddenly a believer. I'm not putting my money on that. I think he had a good game, which I think he needed, but at the end of the day, I don't think it means the most to me.
I think next week could go a lot for him as they play Georgia at Georgia next week. So that could be that would be a hell of a turnaround from losing at the beginning of the season to.
You could also get trounced in that game too if nobody believed in you at all.
Well, this is a Sarkisian game. Sarkisian is really good at getting Arch. What they've done with Arch is stop throwing the ball down the field. We're going to throw it 10 yards in a cloud of dust at the most. And then the playmaker is going to run around. And Georgia is vulnerable
and
at the DB.
That was always my thing with them, though, is I felt like the team was good. Arch was just doing a job of holding them back in the meantime.
Yeah, but UGA pass rushers starting to come alive. And
right. And
that's
they
what's
can
happening.
Be bouncing you all around that field by the end of the day, brother. Be safe. Thoughts and prayers in advance. Best of luck. It was the worst of times, whatever they said in that book.
Speaking of which, that's crazy that they put that's North Carolina State colors. I was gonna say that's crazy to put Georgia Tech in black and red. Georgia Tech gets upset by North Carolina State 48-36 in a game that North Carolina State kind of controlled from the beginning. Georgia Tech's defense forsake them. Jackets' first loss. The offense for the Wolfpack. Hey man, these two quarterbacks, one at Maryland and one at North Carolina State, these freshmen, they're playing out of their mind.
Soon as you start believing in Georgia Tech, man, soon as you say, hey, man, this y'all year, we rocking with y'all. Y'all gonna get it done. I know it.
But it makes a compelling, because they lost. If Georgia wins next week or this Saturday, then they're pretty much, I think they play Mississippi State, then they have a bye week, then they play Georgia. or maybe not a bye week, but a nobody. Then they play Georgia Tech.
You gotta not pay attention to this team. You gotta just not look at it, and then they'll be okay.
I mean, it sets up for Tech and Georgia to be crazy, and they playing in Atlanta, like in the dome.
But Georgia Tech, you don't want to be set up for that. You want to see, had you just won this game, you could do your homework early. Now you need a really good showing against Georgia now, and that may or may not be tough.
You do, but you don't. Here's why.
I wanted them to just leave it beyond the shadow of a doubt. Now there will be a shadow and a doubt.
Yeah, but I mean, they still favored to win. They still favored to win the ACC, bless you, because Miami got upset by Rhett Lashlee, who they just gave an extension to. That's crazy. They gave him an extension. Southern Methodist, SMU.
Right.
They gave Rhett Lashlee an extension, and then he goes out and upsets Miami. I'm gonna talk directly to the Miami fans who said that Miami's gonna smoke Georgia. Carson Beck was good. Georgia sucked last year. All of the things that y'all were talking about there in South Beach. Kind of told you so. Not only did Carson Beck throw the interception that pretty much sealed the game, he then took no accountability for it again and said, I just execute the plays that the coach has called. No, you don't. You threw the interception. That is not execution.
I'm going to tell y'all. I talked to Reggie about this game on Saturday Morning Live. He said, you know what? Carson Beck could go down there and be himself, throw some interceptions. What does he do? Go down there and be himself. Throw said interception. I was like, damn. And then the worst part about it is, as Reggie alluded to earlier, they paid Rhett Lashlee top 10 coach money. Let me tell you, you guys are not. He's not going to be a top 10 coach and stay there. And y'all are not going to be a top 10 team. So you just spend a whole bunch of money for no good reason. Miami, y'all have won the Trick It Off Johnny Award this week. Y'all hate it. You hate yourselves. And the ACC is kind of falling apart here quickly, but also not my problem.
More hot seats. Now they mad about Mario Cristobal. And it's like, again, everybody shouldn't fire their coach because who are you going to get?
Unless your coach is Billy, then the right answer was fire. Everybody else, y'all gonna wake up and think.
And y'all not even in the thing. I can see if y'all were like going for new talent and looking at different coaches. Y'all not even going to the HBCUs and getting the dominant programs there. Mm-hmm. So you cutting off a whole section of coaches right there.
Just ruin yourself in perpetuity. Fantastic.
Miami looked beat, bro.
No, they were, in fact, look at the score, 20-20. They were beat.
Notre Dame beats BC. Cool. I got nothing. BC
they're gonna sucks. You do have something. They're gonna skeesh themselves right into the playoffs every year.
Yeah, because they lose early. That's one thing about Notre Dame. They never lose late in the season. They upset out against Northern Illinois in week 2. Right. And they be right back in the playoffs.
As soon as everybody gives up on them, then they just quietly skeech themselves right into the playoffs. And people are like, oh, you remember this team? Oh, yeah, they got to be good, right? And then they disappoint. Now, speaking of got to be good, let's go ahead and discuss this. Clemson Tigers lose to the Duke Blue Devils. You heard that right. 46-45, Dabo. And the Clemson Tigers lose to the Duke Blue Devils.
At home.
He don't need a resume?
Dabo still, he about to go. Dabo, I ain't never seen Dabo this distraught. He is.
He said, maybe they should fire me.
And Duke, y'all need to make sure y'all try to keep Andy Diaz because
ain't happening.
He is.
You need to go ahead out of there. You need to start looking for your next replacement because he's gone.
That sucks. Y'all finally get a coach that's good. Like he's a good. They play. I mean, they allow 45 points, but I think that's because they didn't have they don't have as good an
Be
athlete.
Clemson. Don't matter. Let me tell you.
Dabo was crying on the sideline. He cussed out his team, and then he said, "My AD's right there. I may be fired today."
He was on
and
the
everybody was like,
ripping brand new ones. I was like, he is stressed.
It's your fault, Dabo.
Right.
It's your fault. You brought this on yourself. Even Kirby Smart, who is probably the best recruiter of our lifetime, at least for the last, maybe Hartline, him and Hartline, but Kirby had like a decade of just phenomenal recruiting. Even he's like, man, I got to go to the transfer portal and get some of these guys.
Nope, don't.
Dabo's like, no,
I don't want to hear it. No, Dabo, you stay right over there out of the portal. You know it better than everybody else.
And Clemson ain't got that money to be just paying $100-something million.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And do it. And do it.
Who are they gonna? Who you can't fire Dabo right now? That means you'd be competing against LSU. Who are we talking about? LSU, Florida, possibly Ole Miss.
No, leave him. Keep him. You know what? Extend him. Pay him more money. More money. That's what we want.
Dabo gonna go to the. He's gonna keep his job. And he's gonna go to the portal. But Duke, I told y'all Duke was good though.
No, can't go to the portal.
No, he
can't go to the portal. You've already said you better than the portal.
Survey says that's a lie.
Does he buckle?
Mari came out and said, and the results are in.
Are you not a man of integrity? Say what you say and stand on it, brother. Stay out of the portal. Portal for everybody else, not you.
If I tell you that I can whoop Mike Tyson ass and I go out there and he hit me and knock me out, I ain't about to stand on my integrity. No, I was wrong. Let me go back.
You gotta go out. What do young people say? Standing on business. You gotta go you gotta get knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Clemson getting knocked out, bro. But I told y'all Duke was good though. I told y'all Duke was good when they beat Syracuse 41-3. I said Duke's got a quarterback. They play well. They just don't have all the talent that everybody else has. CD hurt?
Lord, no. My little fantasy team can't take no more injuries, man. God. But this is just one that I think today collectively across the sports landscape we can get together and celebrate. Duke beat Clemson. That makes me feel great.
It's funny to say the least. I'll say that. Big Ten, sure. Oh no, I forgot. Louisville rebounds and beats Virginia Tech. Pretty good game. Louisville can score some points.
They're gonna try. They're sneaking on in. Hey, if you don't do what it takes, somebody will take your spot.
No, Louisville got 2 losses, don't they?
Just keep on lingering. Keep on lingering. Somebody else gonna fall out of that top 12. Watch and see. You just want to be at the end, because you don't know what might play out.
I don't know, man. Florida State was there at the end that year. Won the ACC, went 13-0. Then he make it.
That is a sensitive subject, boy. Them people. It would never bounce back from that, man. That one.
Penn State loses to Ohio State. Ohio State plays Penn State. 3-4 Penn State. Leaderless. No head coach, no starting quarterback. And this game was actually pretty close. I believe it was Penn State was up or close, or it was tied 14-14. And then Jeremiah Smith just said, I'm better than your entire existence over there. Yeah, what's up, Country Blue? But Ohio State beats Penn State. Is Ohio State the best team in the nation? Resume wise?
No.
Resume wise, I think Ohio State may be number 4.
They are not better than the Indiana Hoosiers.
Not resume wise. Indy got it.
No, but do I think so? Yes. That receiving masterclass they put on Penn State secondary is highly unfortunate. I don't really have nothing to say. Y'all gotta stop them from just destroying you in the secondary. Y'all
Ohio State is Penn State's big brother.
Okay. Or you're gonna be in every graphic, in every clip for the next 20 years because
what's
put
the
up those
last Penn
numbers.
State, Ohio State graphic that you've seen in the last 20 years that was good for Penn State? I think they beat them twice.
Moving on. I'm trying to give y'all some. I want to see y'all be better. I would just want to see more people actually be legitimately competitive in the conference. Speaking of legitimately competitive, this game was not. Indiana University.
Well, we got
the Hoosiers destroyed Maryland. Destroyed the Maryland Terrapins 55-10. Signetti continues to beat teams that I don't care about. And I guess we're going to have to wait, like Reggie said, into the playoffs to see them play somebody real. And then we can finally make a judgment on how good or not good this team is. I think that's more the unfortunate thing about this whole kind of situation, to me, at least.
If you think Indiana isn't real, then you can't believe that Ohio State or Oregon is real, right?
I believe
Oregon has beat nobody this year. They've only had one game, and it's Indiana. They got beat. Everybody else is boo-boo.
Yeah, Oregon is definitely back onto my questionable list. Before they played them, they were on my unquestionable list. And then after that, then just infinitely more questionable. I think that I trust Indiana the least. I mean, I trust Indiana, the least. I don't think that they're real at all. And I'm interested in seeing, but due to their schedule, it'll be the playoffs. What's your opinion? Or is that it?
They've done nothing to sway me either way. I believe that they can beat any team in the country. But outside of beating Oregon, I mean, they're a typical Big Ten schedule, but you have to say that about everybody in the Big Ten. You can't just say that about them. You got to say it about Ohio State. You got to say it about Oregon.
Well, Ohio State, they got Texas,
which is looking better now. But I had an interesting conversation with
but I also give people credit for playing those games too.
Yeah. Ohio State. Now, one thing I say Ohio State doesn't do, they don't shy away from nothing. They're gonna play out of conference games.
Their intention was, when signing up for that game, is for it to be an early competitive game. Now
they won 14-7, which ain't really the best win for them either, because we thought Texas wasn't good. But I was saying, I talked to Auburn, right? And we had an interesting conversation.
I wanted to get into that, but I was in Instagram jail until today. I'm free.
Oh, didn't know that. Well, he texted me and he basically said, if you take the names off of the schools, then you wouldn't believe that you beating a 5-3 team at the end of the season makes you good. And while I didn't really get a chance to respond, Georgia started playing, I had the kids, etc. That's a flawed logic to me. And I asked him, I said, well, do you believe in strength of schedule? Because you can't believe in strength of schedule and then have that thing about you don't believe in rankings and you don't believe that schools at the end of the season at 5-4 aren't good or don't deserve to be recognized. And I said, that's not fair. Well, I stopped there, but to me, it's flawed logic to say, Florida is 4-6, right? And you would think a 4-6 team isn't good, but Iowa State's Big 12, but Minnesota is, 8-4, and you would think Minnesota's better. That's flawed because that negates the whole fact of who they played.
Right.
Which is why a lot of Big Ten people talk about. They neglect the fact that the rest of the conference sucks. You can't ignore rankings. You can't ignore that SEC has 9 ranked teams. That's not overzealous. That's just saying that they're better than everybody else, and they just have to play each other. That's why they don't become unranked.
It's also the point that even if you look at the bottom tier SEC schools, they have played some good games against top tier. Florida's unranked. That game could have went either way. The rest of the conferences don't have people who are at the bottom of your conference who can make it difficult on a top 5 team. Northwestern's not doing that. Rutgers not doing that. Purdue's not doing that. None of those teams are doing it.
Well, you also got to look at the reason that they're unranked. That's my whole point. Like, the reason they're unranked is because they played other SEC schools. It's not like they went and lost to Northwestern. No. South Carolina lost to Alabama. South Carolina lost to Ole Miss. South Carolina lost to LSU, right? LSU lost, and then South Carolina lost to Vanderbilt. Rutgers lost, or Northwestern lost to Rutgers, right? To me, the flawed logic for the Big Ten is just, y'all have to realize that just because an SEC team is 4-3 doesn't mean that because a Big Ten team is 6-2 means that they're better than the 4-3 SEC team when the SEC team has played better competition.
I hope that's not the.
That's the Big Ten argument is the competition is the same, and that's where I fundamentally disagree. The competition is not the same. Now, the top 3, you could always take the top 3 out, or even the top 2, which is correct. It's normally Georgia, Alabama, and a third team is Ohio State and Oregon, and a third team. That's normally how it is.
My only pushback with that is the second and third team in the other conferences have won a national championship. Outside of Ohio State, nobody can really win a championship. I know they're going to say Michigan. That doesn't count. We all agree they cheated.
Yeah. And Brian's a Michigan fan. He's going to be big mad at you.
That's my only thing. I didn't make up the rules of cheating. I also did not do the cheating. But if you're telling me that there's one team that can win a championship and then the other team, which I don't blame your cheating because I don't think that you win a championship without cheating. So you needed to cheat to get the championship. But the rest of you guys are just here going through the motions. And I know we have a ton of respect for Oregon, but at some point, you actually have to win the championship if you want that level of respect. And at least Auburn, LSU, Georgia, Florida, Alabama have done that.
Recently. In the last 20 years, right? Yeah.
And it's Ohio State and them cheating boys. The cheater boys.
Yeah, I don't really say much to Ohio State because I mean they've done it, and they play out of conference. They play out of conference, tough teams. Like they don't be.
Yes, it's just the rest of the conference who I just be looking like, oh, this ain't it. But moving on.
Oh well, your boy Dylan Raiola broke his leg, little Patty. It's tight. It's unfortunate. I guess that means he comes back next year, or is he just a sophomore or junior?
Hell yeah, you need to come back anyway. You
need to figure out your own identity. Is what you need to do.
Man, he no more than Kobe found his with Jordan. I think that this, come back for another year. That would be wise. I think that this year of QB draft is going to be kind of muddled with a lot of guys that are kind of about the same. So probably just not getting this one, getting the next one where you could possibly stand out a little bit more. That would be my thought process.
Mm-hmm. Big 12, the better conference of the two. Texas Tech wins 43-20 over Kansas State. Told y'all that was gonna happen. Texas Tech is really about to make the playoff, and they're gonna be a tough out for somebody because they can
so many teams right at the end. That 10-13, Georgia Tech, Texas Tech, BYU. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how all these guys play.
Texas Tech, BYU this Saturday. That might be game of the week. Well, no, because LSU, Alabama. There's another game too. Bunch of games. But Texas Tech wins. Utah in the Big 12 has
Crush
shout out to you,
Cincinnati.
Had a
And
great run.
I think the Utah, ran on out of here. I think the Utah is one of the top 12 teams in the country.
I don't, but I think they're really good. I don't think they're top 12. I don't think they have the offense to be the top 12. I think they just played.
Who are their losses to?
Texas Tech and
BYU. Damn.
And if they keep winning, they may be able to play BYU. Because you assume BYU beats Texas Tech next week. So Utah may be able to beat them. Play them again.
Texas Tech, Arizona State, BYU, Cincinnati. That's 4 ranked teams. They play way better schedules than the Big Ten.
You talking about Utah?
Jesus.
Yeah, the Big 12. The Big 12 is a better conference this year.
Damn.
Y'all was yelling at me about that. Y'all a lot of insults. But I stand by it. The Big 12 is strong this year, dog.
Quietly. And I mean, they close the season out. Baylor, Kansas State, Kansas. Yeah, they probably get it done. Yeah, they should probably be top 12. 4 ranked teams. Yeah. They try. I respect people who try. And that is it. That's it for college football.
Does Colorado get a new coach?
Poor Dion. Nah, I think
again 52-17.
I think that he gets a health mulligan this year. That's the only thing that I could begin to. I think that his health, and I think that's a very serious situation. Just flush this season, start over. Now, I don't know how many more start overs you get, but I think that this one, nobody's going to be up in arms about anything. And the other part is all those people have made all their money. Them applications, sponsorships. You might not like losing. You might want to say, hey, I would like to win some games. But at the end of the line, the bottom line is up. The return on investment has been made.
Well, what do you do with
right?
If he leave, I think he should leave. But
I think he should retire.
Well, that's what I mean. He should retire.
Your health is way more valuable than
you got Juju there, who is the number 1 quarterback. Okay, well, that's my executive producer. But you have Juju there, so you have everything. But I just want Dion to be healthy. And if coaching giving him this much stress, and he's going to end up firing somebody from his coaching staff. He didn't cuss out the defensive coordinator 2 weeks in a row.
He was giving it to them. But I mean, y'all also not. I mean, you any less mad the offensive coordinator? Like,
no, I don't know. I think Colorado's reached their apex in the Deion Sanders saga. Is over with.
Now, if that's what, now I will say this: if that is the apex,
yeah, who?
If that was the apex, I will say the Sanders coaching experience. That is a low bar.
What was y'all expectation? That's what my question would be. What was y'all expectation?
The money experience, I think, has been knocked out of the park. The marketing and branding part has been knocked out of the park. But if almost a playoff trip, almost, and then that's it.
Y'all not gonna get me to slander Dion, but I mean, what was y'all expectation? If y'all thought y'all was gonna win, y'all ain't pay attention to the resume. Now he ain't really win at Jackson State either. He ain't win no SWAC championship. Yeah, beat twice.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody will ever actually call that into account. Like, is he actually good? Has he ever actually been good? What is the true assessment of Deion Sanders as a football coach?
Jordan Love let me down 9 points. All I needed was a touchdown, not a one. Jordan Love came no point.
I'm gonna tell you, Sam Darnold was going touchdown so fast yesterday. Thought my phone was broke.
We'll get to it.
He scored and scored again. I was like, why y'all sending me old notifications again? Nope, there's a whole new touchdown. But that does conclude college football. Always remember, like, follow, subscribe. Please stay in the DMs. Any questions you have, please feel free to answer and ask.